Welcome back, this is Starshot Ryan here to bring you another episode of the Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. We last left off where we just got to the farm and talked to our friend here, telling us we need to speak to her dad or to continue our quest in eliminating the monsters that have been plaguing her farm. So let's go ahead and find them. You know, a lot of the quests in this game do vary for the most part, but there are kind of some main story quests we'll need to complete, along with some side quests here and there if we want to get all precious B point we can find, or BP we can find. Oh, here we go. Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Purzel. I was about to say pretzel. How is everyone getting on these days? Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua. What brings you to our neck of the woods? Did you come to see Tio? We were actually just chatting with her outside. To tell the truth, we're here on an errand today from the Bracer Guild. And of course, it's nice that they explained to us that we've handed the guild referral, and Joshua explained that they're taking over for their father while he's away. Definitely saves on the animation budget, doesn't it? Is that so? But don't you think this job is a little dangerous for just the two of you to handle? I agree. I'd feel terrible if one of you were to get hurt. Don't sweat it. We're bracers after all. And taking care of monsters is right up our alley. The guild has even authorized us to carry out this task. If you wouldn't mind leaving it to us, we'd be more than grateful. Well, alright then. Go ahead and have at it. Thank you very much, Mr. Purzel. Then could you tell us a little more about the monsters that have been wrecking your fields? Haven't been able to get a clear look at one yet, but they seem to resemble something like a chubby cat. As far as I can tell, 3 or 4 of them appear at night and raid our fields, gnawing on anything they can get their grubby little paws on. They don't seem threatening exactly, but they're extremely nimble. We've tried many times to capture them over the course of the last several nights, but to no avail. Sounds like a pretty strange bunch of creatures if you ask me. Since they only appear under the cover at night, we'll have to wait for it to get dark. Then how about taking a load off until then? I assume you'll also be joining us for dinner, right? You said the magic word. You bet I will. I'm a huge fan of your cooking, Mrs. Purzel. I can't wait. You sure know how to please a woman who spends a lot of time toiling in the kitchen. And for that, I'll whip you up something special that'll live up to your expectations. Well, it looks like it's already nighttime now, so we should be getting not too far from the quest now. Oh, that was delicious. Your mom's cooking is as good as ever, Tio. Haha, that's because she gets excited to cook whenever we have guests over for meals. I really feel bad for Joshua, though, with the little ones jumping all over him like that. Haha, it's probably a good thing. Surprisingly enough, kids tend to latch onto him a lot. If anything, I'm more blown away by the fact that the children enjoy playing with such a stick in the mud. I think that's a bit of an over-exaggeration, don't you? He's definitely courteous and maybe even a tad reserved, but if you get to know him, he's really a caring young man. The fact that he's not self-conscious about it, too, gives him points in my book. You really think so? Think about it. With those striking facial features, mysterious amber eyes, and lush black hair. It's only natural that he would be a target for all the young girls. Is Joshua really that popular? Are you blind, Estelle? Rumor has it that more than just a few girls have asked to go out with him. I hear that he turned them all down, though. I had no idea. Joshua never said a word to me about it. I don't know how I should even begin to describe his secretive nature after hearing this, but how utterly cruel of him not to confide in me. If you were a boy, I'd imagine it'd be a different story, but as a girl, I don't think that's something he would talk to you about. And the fact that you haven't fallen for him yourself is beyond me. Huh? Why would I? Estelle, you're in there, aren't you? It's about time to do our rounds. Alright, I'm coming. I'll be back after Joshua, and I'll get the job done, Tio. Yeah, that sentence doesn't sound right to me. I get the job done, Tio? It should probably be Al. Or Owl. Eh, whatever. I would like to continue this conversation then, okay? Oh, alright. Be careful out there, Estelle. That girl. She's either completely out of touch with matters of the heart or just plain dense. Poor Joshua. He really has his work cut out for him. It seems as though the monsters always show up at about this time. We better get outside and take a look around. Grrr. What's wrong? What's going on, Estelle? I gotta ask, Joshua. You don't happen to have any secrets you're not telling me about, do you? Come on now. Where are you coming up with this stuff? Since you came to live with us, we've always done everything together, right? Even though we've had our fair share of fights, they're all good memories for me now, and what I mean to say is I've come to think of you as family in every sense of the word. Estelle? So, if there's ever anything on your mind you'd like to talk about, I'm available to lend an ear. You know, about things like trouble with your love life and whatnot. What are you trying to say? Nothing. I just wanted to let you know that I'm here to listen if you need someone to talk to, that's all. Let's hurry up and get out there so we can kick some monster butt. What kind of nonsense is Tio putting into that girl's head? Secrets, huh? Wow, it's really dark out here in the countryside. So Joshua, how do you think we should go about making the rounds? Let's see. How about we start by checking around the house first and then move on to the fields, stable, and greenhouses. We should be able to cover the entire farm by doing it that way. Alright, let's go. And so for this part we just, simply go around checking the area. And we need to make sure that we don't run too quickly. Let's see. If I remember... Yeah, for some reason I thought there was a button to make us walk slower, but I think we're good as this way. And we can even talk to the cows. And they even sound realistic too. No monsters here. Alright, let's keep moving. So we pretty much just checked those few areas and then the monsters should pop up. And as long as we can be sneaky enough, we should be able to surprise them into a battle. It's awfully quiet. All I hear are the bugs chirping. It doesn't look as if they're shown up yet. I wonder if they're aware of our presence. Hey, Joshua, did anyone ever tell you that story as a kid? You know, the one about babies being born in a cabbage patch? Now there's another question entirely out of the blue. And no, I was told about an angel with silver wings who delivers them. Interesting. So the explanation for where babies come from differ depending on the region, huh? How about we get back to work? Okay. Yeah, I've never heard about cabbage babies being born out of a cabbage patch either. I'm not even sure if that story is anything that's come up before. Yeah, at least not to my knowledge. I'm sure someone might be able to say something if they knew. You know, when I was first told, it was pretty much the storks and all that. No sign of them in here. I should have figured monsters wouldn't bother coming in here. The glow of the Orbin sure gave this place a romantic ambiance. It makes me feel like it was all worthwhile just setting foot in here. You are definitely a ditz, Estelle. At least it's better than being dense like someone I know. Just look. So, do most people think this looks like a chubby cat to them? Meow. It's getting away! Hey, get back here, you little furball! I can still sense its presence. It's staying put on the farm for the moment. Well, good, because it's about to get caught. Okay, now this is where we have to be very careful. I feel like there should be a... Let's see. And where did he go? Let me check over here by the fields. Here we go. Yeah, it's important you try to catch them the first time, and by going from the back. If you don't, then you start losing BP points. I got him! I think it's time to teach this critter a lesson. Here's where our job really starts, so stay alert and don't let your guard down. So, pretty much for this battle, best thing to do is make sure you take care of the big guy in the back, because he'll keep healing himself by eating the crops around here, which can definitely be pretty annoying. So it's good to probably just use some arts to get him in the back there. And then of course there are these little guys around here which are kind of annoying, so I'll just have Estelle do some work on them. Go ahead and use a break, so that should go ahead and take care of the giant right now, and he'll lose his turn and not be able to use any arts at all. But yeah, so this battle's pretty easy. You can easily prepare for it if you make use, or if you do some battles beforehand and raise your CP, so you can do a break right then and there. But yeah, it helps to try and take care of them quickly so they don't go healing themselves like that. You know, it's best not to make a battle draw out for too long. And I'll go ahead and make use of my other break to take care of this furball here. And that should bring him down, but I'm not sure if that'll kill him yet. So not quite, but now we have our turn with Joshua here, who should be able to finish him off.
Alright, we're good to go.
And that's pretty much how you complete your first quest for main story quest in the game so far. Nothing too bad. Meow. That's my attempt. I'm not sure if that was right or not, though. Meow. Yeah, I think that's... Menu? My goodness, the work of a bracer is something else. You kids have done a fine job of rounding up these critters. Tee-hee. It was nothing, really. I wanted to ask you, though, now that they've been caught, what do you plan on doing with them? Now that we've given these critters a good thrashing, I don't think they'll cause any more trouble. Estelle, how's that going to benefit anyone if we show these creatures any mercy now? We're here to do a job by exterminating the monsters, remember? But... In any case, we're here to do a job in Dad's place. If the same thing happens again, what will you have to say for yourself? I see what you're getting at, but... You know, it was only some vegetables that were damaged, so... What do you think about letting it slide this time? You know, after taking a beating like that, I'm sure they've learned their lesson. Tio, Mrs. Purcell. But in this case, I strongly suggest otherwise. I myself am against killing them too. Whether it's us or them, the fact of the matter is we're all living beings trying to survive on the same land. To some degree, I think we need to be mindful of those creatures living around us as we go about our daily lives. I know you may disagree with me, Joshua, but would you mind sparing these critters just this once? Understood. Since this is coming from the ones who suffered the actual loss, I won't object to your request. I'm really sorry about this, Joshua. I know I had you two come all the way up here. I'll make sure to reinforce the fence and devise a way to prevent this from happening again. Then that's that. Alright, you critters, you better count your blessings. If we catch you around here again, you won't be so lucky. Now scram! Yeah? I think that's right. Who knows? Well, I'll consider this matter closed. Tonight has been a long night, so how about we head back to the house and hit the sack? The two of you are more than welcome to spend the night. Sounds good to me. I appreciate your hospitality. Man, I'm beat. It's really late, so how about we hit the sack? Joshua? What's wrong? I'm sorry. I made the situation really awkward for everyone. Huh? Are you talking about what happened back outside? Don't sweat it. I guarantee you nobody thought anything of it. Really, your judgment was the most sound of anyone's. No, it wasn't. I'm just cold-hearted and indifferent is all. Even now, I still think we shouldn't have shown any mercy and simply put those critters out of their misery. Unlike you and Tio, I don't feel any compassion. It's at times like this that I really begin to loathe myself. It's almost as if there's something wrong with me as a person. Maybe some part of my heart is broken or something. Joshua! Don't you dare say things like that about yourself. Estelle? I've watched almost everything you've done for the past 5 years. And I'm confident in saying that I know your strengths and weaknesses better than anyone else. Probably even more than you yourself. I won't allow you to just disregard everything with a bunch of nonsense. I don't ever want to hear you say you're broken again. I'm sorry. It was foolish of me to say that. As long as you understand what I've said, that's what really matters. But you know what? Believe it or not, I was happy to hear you admit how you felt. Why? Your real problem, Joshua, is that you always try to keep your feelings locked up inside. Whenever you're troubled or worried, you just go around with this nonchalant look and try to fix everything by yourself. That's a little upsetting for someone who's supposed to be your family. Estelle, Joshua, you were able to lay bare your own weaknesses today. You've learned to trust in someone other than yourself. And for that, I'm happy. I don't know what your point is, but I'm amazed that you can just stand there and say something as embarrassing as that. I've got a whole lot more where that came from. But how about we call it a night? After all this endless running around, I'm ready to drop. Alright then. Have a good night, Estelle. And thanks. You're welcome, Joshua. Sleep tight. Ah, what a great moment there, right folks? Thank you both. You did us all a great service. Once again, I apologize for things not turning out the way they should have. Please, don't worry about it anymore. We were able to learn a lot from this experience ourselves. If there's anything else we can help you with in the future, please let the Bracer Guild know. That'll definitely be the first place we contact. Come and visit us again sometimes when you're free, okay? We'd love to have you over for the night again, when things are convenient for you. I'll treat you to some of my best cooking next time you come. Thanks for the invitation to you and Mrs. Purcell. I keep thinking pretzel. Maybe I'm hungry. We'll definitely be back to take you up on that when our workload settles down. Alright, how about we head back to the guild? After we report this one, we can start on the next. Sounds like a plan. On to the next one! So that's pretty much it for now. We can, boss battle. Let's see. We got bugs here, and they're fairly weak to different elements, so we should probably just focus on using up some arts for now. Of course, they're mostly weak to different elements, so I'm not sure how much Soul Blur will work, but we'll give it a try and see how much damage we can do. And I'll go ahead and do a Stone Hammer on the same one just to make sure we kill it right away. It's always better to kind of to focus on one monster at a time and kill it fairly quickly. As you can see, we take quite a bit of damage from them. Yeah, so both of them together do a pretty good job. Should be able to do it again and take care of it right away. But of course, it looks like I'll need to make sure to heal our friend Joshua here so he doesn't get killed. Actually, I hope he doesn't die right now. That was close. Yeah, I gotta watch out for that too. I'll need to make sure that whatever mirror I get gets some armor for him. So yeah, when it comes to getting Seep, there's, you know, depending on the monsters you face will be kind of what Seep you get. Some elements you'll get more from certain battles over others, depending on the monster. So, depending on what elements you're looking for, Seep you want, you'll want to grind for those most of the time when you can. I should probably go ahead and heal Joshua here before he gets killed. Yeah, it's nice that we can at least make use of the orbital arts we have equipped. But, you know, you need to be careful or you'll run out of EP fairly quickly. But we'll just go back to town right now and turn in some of the quests we already have. I might want to do some grinding, you know, maybe off screen, so I don't, you know, have situations like that happen again. You know, since apparently being level 4 isn't really strong enough. But let's see, yeah, we found a bunch of new quests. And we still have some time for the Milch Main Road monster, but as you can see, after finishing up that main quest, it's changed from long-term to medium now. So as long as we don't go too much farther in the story, we can complete the quest without any trouble. And then of course we'll go ahead and accept some of these other ones and take a look at what they are. Looks like the Orbital Replacement is the one we should probably complete next. So I'll go ahead and take care of this right now. Looks like I need to find Orvid, who's waiting at the landing platform. So I'll go ahead and talk to him and see what his quest is. Yeah, roll an orbiting platform right over here. And let's see, this is the guy. Darn bracers, how long do they intend to keep me waiting? Orvid. If they don't hurry up and get here, I'm going to miss my flight. I should have expected as much from a rural backwater burg like this. Yeah, we're not gonna like him very much, are we? Huh? Well, I'll be. That's the Bracer Emblem, if I'm not mistaken. I've been waiting for you to show up. I have an urgent job, so do you have some time to hear my request? Alright, you jackass. We'll go ahead and listen to you. Sure, we got some time. Great, this will really help me out a lot. Let me give you a rundown and explain all the details of the job. Formally introduce myself. I am Orvid, representative of Orvid Co. Ltd. I'm Estelle, and this is Joshua. It's nice to meet you. Joshua and Estelle, it is. The two of you are quite young, if I do say so myself. We're actually pretty new to this whole bracer thing. Greenhorns? Oh well, I guess you'll have to do. Pardon? Cough. Never mind, I was just talking to myself. Alright, let's get down to business. Please excuse my lack of decorum, but I'm in a bit of a hurry. Sure. At the moment, I'm looking for a rare mushroom called the firefly fungus. It is said that it only grows in soil rich with septum. There are records of it being picked here in Roland, but no shops seem to carry it. However, it is a vital necessity that I get my hands on one so I can put in a request at the guild house. Soil rich with septum, I can only think of the Malgel Trail as a possible location. Do you know any other characteristics of these mushrooms? It seems that it normally grows in areas with patches of grass. However, since it is buried in the dirt, if you don't look closely, you won't find it. Geez, this one sounds like it's going to be a pain. But once you dig one up, you'll know if it's a firefly fungus or not. For one thing, it glows with a light green color. So that's why it's called a firefly fungus. Well, that makes sense. Alright, have I explained things clearly enough? So basically, all we need to do is find a glowing mushroom in a patch of grass along the Malgel Trail, right? Looks that way to me. Well, if they're really growing in the ground, we probably won't be able to find one so easily. If you run into any trouble, come back and speak with me again. I ask that you find one as soon as possible. So as you can see, some side quests will be a bit more involved, or will actually have some context or talk to them compared to some of the main quests. Oh well, this looks like a good time to stop the video here. Join us next time when we go ahead and find this guy's firefly fungus. Until then, see you next time.